Now this is part 2 of creating the base template. So the next thing you want to do is create the kind of area which we are going to pour the pewter into. And I think the easiest way for us to do this is to put some grid lines on our template. So go to File and then go to Options, and if you find the sketch tab which is along here, which is actually, this time it's here, it does move around, but so find the sketch tab that you have, and if you click on grid lines and apply, you can see that the grid lines have now appeared on my sketch. The second thing, if you do snap to grid, that also helps us draw in the right place, because we have the places where we're going to draw are quite easy. So then click apply. So snap to grid and grid lines, apply and close. Now these grid lines are 2 millimeters wide, and our grid will snap between 1 and 2 millimeters all the way along here. Okay, so select the line tool. I want you to come over by 20 millimeters, so that's 10, and then count another 5, and it's quite easy to see that that's 20. Start by clicking a line there. You want to come down by 20, we can see that kind of extra thick line box there, and come across by 10. Alright, and you can see it should look roughly like this. So you've come down 10 squares and across 5, and because they're 2 millimeters each, you've come down by 20 and across by 10 millimeters. Now I still have my construction line button, as you can see highlighted there, so you really want to turn that off before you do it, or you'll get this dotted line, okay, like that. So if I escape out of my tool, one of the other things you can do if you did do that, is just right click on that line and turn off construction, and there we go, it's a proper line now. The next thing you want to do is come along, draw yourself a line from here, go across 5 squares, so that's 10 millimeters, and click, okay, and then come up and go across by 5. So we're going to come up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, that's 10 millimeters. And that's the easiest way, I think, to draw that line without having to dimension it. If you wanted to check, you could always click on a dimension tool, click on this line, come up and click on this line, and then come across, and you can see that that is 20 millimeters. You could also click on this point and click on this point, and you would see that that is 10 millimeters. I don't want that dimension there, I can see it's right, so I'm just going to escape out of that dimension tool. The last thing to do is to finish your sketch. Zoom all again so you can see the whole thing, and then go to the extrude button, it's set. If you can't see this dialog box, just use this drop down menu rather than this one, it's more helpful in the long run. You want to set this to 1 millimeter, that's how thick our card is, and then come over the main section here, and if you've got this all correct with this as a construction line, not a real line, you should be able to just click on this area here. Now can you see it's not kind of done this part here for me, and that's because I did something wrong there. Okay, so you should have it without the holes in it and without this section here. If you don't, you need to follow what I'm doing. So come back, cancel that, and double click on your sketch here, and we need to check this area and check that we've kind of really joined these lines here correctly, and for some reason it looks like it is, but it doesn't. Now a helpful tool to use is right click and go to Sketch Doctor. Okay, so right click on your sketch, Sketch Doctor, and then diagnose your sketch, and you're looking for all of these things, so click OK. Now you can see it's highlighted an open loop and it's selected it here. So we're just going to go to next and next again. I'm going to add this point here, so just finish. Would I like to add the cosindent, whatever that is, constraint? Yes, I would. Okay, and OK. Now I should be able to finish my sketch, extrude, and now when I click on it, it gives me the shape that I wanted. And you can just click OK. Now you're ready to do the next part, which is your own design.